Hi friends, welcome back to Cat's Book Corner. Today's review is a little different from my usual romance content. We are stepping into nonfiction with Beneath the Surface by John Hargrove, a powerful and deeply personal memoir that explores the realities of marine park entertainment, orca captivity, and the emotional journey of someone who lived inside that world. This is not a light read. It's thoughtful, emotional, and at times uncomfortable, but it's also incredibly important. Quick content note before we dive in. This book discusses animal captivity, emotional concerns surrounding marine parks, and difficult emotional experiences related to animal treatment and workplace realities. If those topics are sensitive to you, just keep that in mind going into this review. Okay, let's talk about Beneath the Surface. Beneath the Surface is a memoir written by John Hargrove, a former SeaWorld orca trainer who spent years working closely with killer whales and eventually became one of the most outspoken critics of marine park captivity. This book follows his journey from being a passionate young marine life enthusiast, someone who dreamed of working with whales, to becoming deeply conflicted about the industry he once believed in. Through his experiences, Hargrove takes readers behind the scenes of marine parks, showing the intense training, the emotional bonds between trainers and orcas, and the ethical questions that slowly begin to change his perspective. What makes this book extremely impactful is that it's not written from the outside looking in. It's written by someone who was fully immersed in the system and had to confront the reality of what was happening beneath the surface. Okay, let's talk about some key themes. Passion versus reality. One of the strongest themes in this book is the conflict between passion and truth. John Hargrove didn't start out as a critic. He started out as someone who loved marine animals and wanted to dedicate his life to them. Watching that passion slowly collide with the reality of captivity, corporate pressure, and ethical concerns is incredibly powerful and at times heartbreaking. Next, the human-animal connection. This book also highlights the emotional connection between trainers and orcas. It shows that many trainers genuinely cared deeply about the animals that they worked with, which makes the moral conflict even more complicated. It's not a simple good versus bad story. It's about people trying to do what they believe is right while slowly realizing that the system itself may be flawed. Lastly, ethics and accountability. Beneath the Surface also raises serious ethical questions about entertainment, conservation, and corporate responsibility. It encourages readers to think critically about how animals are used in entertainment and what responsibility companies and consumers have in shaping those practices. And that's what makes this book so impactful. It doesn't just tell a story. It challenges the reader to reflect. This book also gained attention because it connects to the broader conversation around marine parks and documentaries like Blackfish. But what makes Beneath the Surface stand out is that it gives a deeply personal perspective. It's not just statistics or headlines, but lived experience, emotion, and reflection from someone who was once part of the system for years. It adds depth and humanity to a conversation that often feels very polarized. Overall, Beneath the Surface is a powerful and thought-provoking memoir. It's honest, it's emotional, and sometimes difficult to read, but it's also incredibly important. This is the kind of book that stays with you long after you finish it, because it challenges you to think differently about something so many of us grew up as seeing as normal, especially where I grew up in Southern Ontario near Marineland. If you're interested in nonfiction, animal ethics, memoirs, or stories about personal transformation and speaking out against injustice, this is definitely worth reading. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening about Beneath the Surface. I'd really love to hear your thoughts and reflections in the comments. And if you do enjoy seeing more serious or nonfiction reads mixed into this channel, let me know. I'd be happy to explore more books like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new review. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.